Before we had a word for monster, we had questions. Why did the dead come back knocking? Why did the river sing in a woman's voice? Why did hunger whisper our names in the snow? The answers weren't written in books. They crawled out of graves, drifted through rivers, and howled across frozen forests. These were the first stories we ever told, born from fear, guilt, and the terrible genius of imagination. This is what humanity looked like before we had a word for monster. Segment 1. The Man Who Forgot to Stay Dead. The Revenant. Imagine living in a village where death was more of a suggestion than a final statement. You bury Uncle Eric, say a few prayers, and go home. 2 nights later, Eric knocks on the door, smells like a wet rug, and asks if he can come in for just a quick chat. Congratulations, you've met one of the earliest prototypes of the undead, the Revenant. Before vampires got all the PR and cheekbones, the Revenant was Europe's original post-mortem influencer. Back then, people didn't blame blood-sucking aristocrats or cursed coffins. They blamed Eric because Eric was kind of a jerk in life and apparently decided to stay one in death. The origin: a Revenant started as someone who died badly. Maybe he was a liar, a thief, or just the guy who owed everyone beer money. When he died, his soul didn't check out properly. Instead, it clocked back in, dragging the decaying body with it. Picture a bloated corpse, skin stretched tight like old leather, eyes glowing faintly with the kind of energy only pettiness can provide. The transformation. Step 1, die. Step 2, refuse to accept that you're dead. Step 3, claw your way out of the grave because you have unfinished business, which usually meant harassing the living, knocking over milk jugs, or strangling your least favorite cousin. Cultural meaning: villagers created the Revenant story to explain the weird sounds that came from graves, which, by the way, were sometimes just the gases of decomposition escaping, nature's burps. They also used it to justify digging up bodies and burning them, which was their version of turning it off and on again. Nothing said rest in peace like your loved ones setting you on fire. Segment 2. The Woman Who Turned into the Sea. The Rusalka. Now imagine you're by the water. The air is still, moonlight dripping across the river's surface. A woman appears, pale and graceful, her hair trailing behind her, like seaweed, spun from gold. She smiles, and for a moment you think, oh, romance. Then she drags you under the surface and drowns you while humming a lullaby that sounds suspiciously like your own funeral song. Meet the Rusalka, the Slavic ghost mermaid hybrid whose hobbies included vengeance, drowning men, and moisturizing exclusively with sorrow. The origin: a Rusalka was usually a woman who died tragically, betrayed, drowned, or unloved. Society said she was impure, so nature said, cool, I'll take it from here. She became a spirit bound to water, cursed to lure men in and finish what despair started. The transformation: her body dissolved into the river, her soul merged with it. Her skin turned luminescent and cold, her hair swirled like algae in moonlight, and her eyes, oh those eyes, glowed like 2 wet promises. She wasn't human anymore. She was the embodiment of, I told you not to mess with me. The meaning: Rusalki's stories were morality plays wrapped in damp horror. They warned against infidelity, cruelty, and swimming after dark. Every drowning became a divine punishment, because nothing says lesson learned like a spectral ex-girlfriend emerging from the lake to ruin your summer vacation. And if you thought your dating life was bad, imagine explaining to your parents that you were ghost-fished by a literal water corpse. Segment 3. The Beast Born from Hunger, the Wendigo. Let's talk about winter. Not cute, cozy, cocoa by the fire winter. I mean the kind of winter that strips trees, freezes blood, and laughs while you gnaw on bark for dinner. Now imagine you're starving. Everyone is starving, and you start looking at your travel companions not as friends, but as options. That's where the Wendigo comes in. The origin. Among Algonquian-speaking peoples, the Wendigo represented the ultimate taboo, cannibalism. A human, driven mad by hunger, eats another person. The act curses them. Their body stretches thin and tall, skin splitting like frost-bitten bark, lips shredded away from needle-sharp teeth. Their heart turns to ice, their soul consumed by endless hunger. The transformation, step 1, taste human flesh. Step 2, realize you've made a terrible life choice. Step 3, mutate into a skeletal, snow-dusted abomination with the metabolism of a black hole. The final result, a creature forever starving, forever hunting, its voice, the howling wind, its stench, rot and cold. The Wendigo is the nightmare of scarcity made flesh, a
Step right up for the finest anti-gar fumes in the realm. One whiff and you'll be the freshest in the
warning
kingdom.
that hunger doesn't just consume food, it consumes you. Cultural meaning, this wasn't just a ghost story, it was social control wrapped in horror. It reminded people to value community, to share resources, and not to resort to desperate measures. Also, don't eat Steve, because if you did, you might end up haunting the tundra, whispering eternally, maybe just one more bite. Segment 4. The gods who went bad, the Apkallu of Babylon.